So it came like this with the promotional. So it is an online jewelry shop. I tend to trust online jewelry shop better because it is their business, and so they won't try to, they're more long-term in their aim to retain customers instead of the short-term gain focus by casual sellers. What do we, oh, I love this. This is so I have always been reluctant to buy anything that is Earth or globe with a map on it because New Zealand is always left out. So look at this, okay, all the way down we have Australia there in the shape of a heart, and then it just stopped there. So New Zealand is down here, Pandora. We are down here, we exist. So if I can appeal to you to include us next time, I mean, you can only fit so much, and you know, as this is very small, and you know, it's that smaller than the, look, it's smaller than this clasp. So yes, you can only fill so much, but give us a dot, you know, just a little dot. I know you can fill one here, or a little line, because New Zealand is called the nation, the land of the long white cloud, Aotearoa. So anyway, the reason for I am sort of relenting and succumbing to this is because first I saw a clip that is made of the same design, I think, but the ocean is probably a little bit more teal, and instead of this little squares, I believe it's this like lines, and it looks really nice, and I needed a clip, and that was one of the few that I like as one of the few candidate, but I can't find New Zealand, so I decided not to buy it. However, this is called you know, supporting young voices, and I think this was issued around the same time as, yes, I'm going to talk about BTS again. When BTS had that campaign, I think the United Nations had a focus on youth that particular year, and because BTS was very much focused on a theme of loving themselves due to the history of how they've been treated, so they're quite of an anomaly, and I think that's ultimately it becomes their strength. And as someone whose cultural makeup and identity is formed through various interactions with various cultures myself, and ethnic groups, and a sense of my identity is far from unidimensional. Oh look, so I was wondering what this is. Okay, so there's a little heart, so if you open it like this, it's pop up this little heart. Isn't that just wonderful? So anyway, this is the same year as BTS Love Yourself campaign, which is very much focused on the youth of their age, of their generation. But so I made a special exception, even though New Zealand's neglected here. It's two hearts there. Yes, New Zealand should be down there. But this is particularly, again, this is a moment in time, and I'm a sucker for time marker. I'm a history buff, and I'm a sucker for time marker. But this reminds me of their youth campaign, their Love Yourself campaign. That is around about the same time, or just the period after which I discovered them and their music. The name of the album is the same, but then there's like a same album name with 3 subtitles. You know, it's a completely different format for me. I remember feeling very confused as I tried to buy the album. I thought, is this the same album? Did I already just buy this? But how come it looks different? Why does it have a different subtitle? So anyway, and so Love Yourself, her Love Yourself, Tear, all the series of the Love Yourself album is also part of my first encounter, my first purchase of any musical physical album, for the first time in a really, really long time. As an older person, I'm in my early 50s, life gets to you, and I just stopped listening to music, and BTS brought me back to music, not only music in general, but I've also found myself revisiting the music of my youth. And apparently my experience isn't unique. A lot of people, for whatever reason, a lot of older fans become very nostalgic, and so that's a whole conversation that I will have in a different video. But this reminds me of the era that just passed for them, or the era that the album was produced, which marked my first introduction to their music, to their extensive discography. So this beautiful, the UN, I wish there's a year, but there isn't any, supporting young voices. I'll research it and I'll put the year down below. But this is going to be going into my, I don't know, will it go into my BTS charm bracelet? Or my personal one next to my cat and my husband? We'll see. I'll talk to you then. When I decide, I'll definitely come back. Bye.